Yay. Thank you everybody for being on this call. It's going to be super impromptu. I just got out of the shower. Phoebe is breastfeeding. Everyone is doing their own thing, but this is real life stuff. We are real women getting things done. So I am so thankful that Phoebe is just so graciously even was still up to presenting tonight. I think that this is a topic that a lot of coaches get overwhelmed with, and it's very easy for you to see somebody's marketing materials and graphics and think like, I could never do that. But once you can kind of simplify it, like learn maybe 5 different things, you are able to create very beautiful graphics using a lot of simplistic and classic designs. And Phoebe is a really great, she has a really great eye for it. So I'm so thankful that she's here to present for us. Before we get started, just wanted to do a little bit of recognition. Our newbies, are they on here? Oh man, Rachel and Louise. Louise is at Success Club 4 and Rachel's at Success Club 2. And I'm just like completely blown away and in awe of them. And so I just wanted to give them a little recognition on this call. I'm glad we recorded it so that we can just shout them out. Like, they are killing it. And it's just really nice to see the power in people's vulnerability. And, this is something very new to them and they're just excelling. And I just love the way that you guys make them feel super welcome and just super loved, because that's exactly what this is all about. We all want to see each other succeed and move forward. So I just wanted to shout them out. As our team grows, there's going to be so much more recognition to be done, as people that we didn't think wanted to work the business are just falling in love with the community and our processes and what we get to do and what our mission is. So that is it for my recognition. And also one more thing, sorry. Get to a Super Saturday if you can. If you can find an event near you on April 8th, I highly recommend you go. I'm going to a smaller one in Livermore, but I've already decided that I'm going to put one on next quarter. So probably July. Local coaches, get at me. Like, for those of you down south, if you want to drive up for the weekend, I'm not mad. You have a room in my house. Like, I really want to throw one. And I think I'm being pulled to, and I'm being called to just share this amazing opportunity, because we said it like December, guys, like this is our year, right? So we have to just continuously push ourselves and put us in scary situations. And if that for you is hosting a fit club, then that's what's calling you. If that for you is something that I've thought of for you new coaches is download Zoom to your computers, just like we have Zoom now. Why not share your screen and do a workout with a friend that's interested in Beachbody on Demand? I've done it, and people just fall in love with it because they have it there in front of them. That is all I have. So without further ado, Phoebe, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Phoebe, where she's going to be presenting her top tips for creating beautiful images. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make you a host.
Can you hear me okay now? Dang it. All right. I was hoping I didn't have to use the headset and make some noise for the baby, but all right, here we go. Just like Camilla said, this is going to be super casual. I have no idea what her schedule is like right now, and she's all over the place. So she totally just woke up, and I am nursing her just so that she doesn't cry. And her cries are super, super loud, like way louder than Erin's were. And she's starting to shriek like a frigging velociraptor. So I apologize in advance if she does that while we're on this call. So hopefully husband can come up and grab her soon. So yeah, so it's gonna be super casual. Let me see here. I'm gonna share my screen. But before I start, there's So there's a ton of amazing resources when it comes to editing and designing. Chelsea did a lot of great calls on them too, and they're on Shred Nation. There's plenty on YouTube, but you can seriously get super lost in all of the tutorials out there. You can spend countless hours really trying to get to know the different tools. There's so many different apps. So can it increase your business to have, like, you know, these great graphics and all of that? Of course, but I think like the biggest thing is not spending so much time on it, because honestly the graphics aren't going to drive your business forward. It may help, but what's really going to drive our businesses forward is the inviting. It's going to be the deep connections, the genuine connections that we make with our current customers, our potential customers, our prospects, and all of that. So it is a great thing to have and to learn how to do. But I would definitely caution on getting really lost in spending hours and hours and hours of getting to know the stuff. At some point, if you do have the time for it, to set aside, because it is something that is good to know, but like blocking it out, like, okay, I have 30 minutes, let me learn this day, and then stop at 30 minutes, because you can easily go like hours and hours and hours. And even when you already know the stuff, if you're creating a graphic for a specific project, like Camilla mentioned, she did the Do It for her, and she was so, like, she loved the graphics that she was doing, that she was able to spend, I forgot how long you said, Camilla, but it was longer than you were hoping for that one time. So you can really like get really immersed in designing, and I absolutely love it. So I fall guilty of it all the time. But again, always asking ourselves the question, will this be moving my business forward if I only have a set number of time? And so, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. What I'm gonna actually do is just show you guys a flow of the top things that I would say I do. Again, there's so many different things that you can do, but I wanted to, since we only have about 30 minutes or so, I wanted to pick just maybe the top highlights of things that I use so frequently, and share that with you all. So before I do that, the top websites that I have, I'm just gonna share my desktop so that when I flip, you guys can see everything. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. All right. So the top websites that I always have when it comes to graphics is pixels.com. And this might be a review for some of you. So if it is, hang tight. Sorry about that. So pixels.com is a website where you can get a ton of free photos. Once you start going public, we run into the risk of using copyrighted photos. We can Google stuff, and let's say we Google like workout or something, and then you see somebody with dumbbells and you want to use that. You can, once you get into the public sector, as we all of us coaches are now, you can run into the issue of using a photo that's not yours. So, and you can actually get in trouble for it. So pixels.com is the website where you can search for any free photos and you can download them, and there's no copyright issue. You can use them for free. There's plenty of ones where you can pay for out there, but this is one that is for free. So I use this one all the time. This is what I use for all of my cover photos. So when it was like Christmas, when I was getting ready for my December, I typed in Christmas, and then it just pops up like all these different free Christmas photos that you can use for whatever. So I've done victory, I've done running, so whatever keyword you want to put, so that's one website. Canva.com, that's here, and I'm going to go over a little bit of the pros of each of Canva.com, and then PicMonkey.com. And then Fiverr.com. I'm going to talk briefly about Fiverr only at the very, very end, but I just wanted to note that on there for as far as the top 4 websites. Okay, so the pros of each of PicMonkey and Canva. That seems to be the top two that many coaches use. I wish that they could create one that just did both of them, but they each have their own pros. PicMonkey has the ability to erase the background, which I will show you the flow of it. It also has shadowing for text. Some of their fonts are better than Canva's. But then Canva has this amazing ability to organize all of your work in a way that you can find it so much faster and easier into folders. So I have all these folders of my circle photos, my monthly challenge covers, non-scale victories, scale victories, birthday shout outs that I do for my challengers. So PicMonkey started a whole hub where you can save your old work, but look how messy this is. There's no folders at all. Like, this is all the work. So I can always go back and re-edit these things, but there's no folders. So that's definitely one plus for Canva, that you can organize it into folders and find your stuff very quickly. Another pro of Canva is that if you, once you start going into designing, let me see if I can pull one of these up. They actually have markers. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what the technical term of it is called, but they actually have these markers where when you move stuff, it'll tell you, see those lines? It'll tell you if it's aligned with the star on top or if it's aligned with the star on the side. So it's definitely more specific as far as alignment, which I really, really love. And I wish PicMonkey had that capability because it's all eyeball at that point. So sometimes my quotes may be off-centered because it doesn't have that capability, but I use quotes for PicMonkey because it has the shadow capability. And by shadow, I mean, let me pull one of these up. By shadow, I mean, so two of my logo colors are this deep purple and then that coral. So see how like there's a shadow for the font. Canva doesn't have that option, unfortunately, which I really wish it did. So that's why I use PicMonkey for my fonts. But again, those are the pros for each. So the big things that I use for PicMonkey that I'm going to go over is the erasing. I know it's super, super helpful for when you are doing any kind of graphic. We use our solos for it all the time. Let me see here. Are you good, baby? Sorry, that was my husband. Yeah, when she starts crying, would you be able to come up and get her? She's fine right now, but okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So let me. Oh, where is this? So let me go over how to erase because that's something that you're going to be doing pretty often if you choose to do your solo or if you let me see, pick your where are my notes here? All right, so we're here at PicMonkey. To erase, you would go to design. You would go to this butterfly that says overlays, add your own, my computer, and you would find the picture that you're trying to erase the background on. So I'm just going to quickly grab a solo here just to show you. Can everybody see this okay? Okay, sounds good. Just want to make sure. And then once you have that overlay on, you would just click eraser. And I usually go all the way big just to get the easy sides or just to make it easier and quicker. The hardness doesn't matter as much until you get closer to the actual photo. So, and then you just erase the background. If you do stuff in a white background, it is a little bit easier to just slap on whatever picture you're doing onto whatever photo. But it's not impossible if you do have, if it is like, if there's greenery in the background, it's just more, it's easier to see that you, any little like mistakes, just like that. And you can always undo. So, and then once you get to the closer parts, then you can decrease the size and decrease the hardness so it's a little bit more blurry. Sorry, if I'm going too fast, just let me know. I'm trying to check time here just to go over the other stuff. So once you zoom in, see how it's not as hard when you get closer to the skin, because you definitely, it'll be more noticeable. And then you would just finish up whatever the graphic is. I mean, see how that can easily take up so much time, especially if you're like going really, really, really close, or if you're a little bit super OCD. But there are a couple ways that you can, once you have that done and once you have that saved, I'm just gonna pretend that this is saved. Now you can actually, they didn't have this hub before. Now you can actually add it to the hub. I'm actually going to save this now so I can go back and use this graphic later down the road. So what I did won't be in vain. I'm just going to add that, call it solo. Oh man, it's so hot in here, guys. I'm sweating because we have to keep our room to a certain temperature for her. And I'm sweating right now and I don't even have any bottoms on. I'm just in my underwear. Oh shoot. Okay, sounds good. And then you want to crop whatever photo you do. This is sleep deprivation talking right here, y'all. You want to crop it. And then canvas color, you want to make sure you hit transparent canvas and then apply that. And then you'll know that it's transparent because of all these like little tiny squares. And that's what's gonna help with plopping it onto whatever whatever graphic or thing that you are gonna put it on. So let me show you a finished one that I've done. Just so, oh, actually, you won't even be able to tell the difference, but I'll just show you anyway. It does take a little bit of time, but once you have it done, you basically, so this is how it looks when I pull it up. See how it's like not white anymore, and you can see all of the different errors because I haven't gone as closely. But that's basically what I use for all my monthly challenge cover photos now. So that's what I use for. That's what I used for that. I use it for other previous ones. I've used it on my website. So it took a little bit of time to do that first one, but once you have it and it's done, then you can reuse it so many times. And that's where the time saving comes in, as opposed to, you know, what I was sharing earlier with getting lost with a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's erasing. And then the other thing that you can do is, making sure that you just choose a white background or another type of background where it just blends in. So if I were to, yeah, I'm just not gonna save that, it's fine. So yeah, I don't want to, just for time's sake, I'll show you that another time, but if you're concerned about it showing too much, just you can choose a different background where it's mostly white. Let me just show you previous cover photos that I've done in the past. So this one you can tell a little bit, but see how you really can't tell on this side because it's a white background. You really can't tell with this one all the mess ups because again it's a white background. So you can definitely play around with that and make sure you choose a background where the mess ups won't show as much. The other graphic tip that I use all the time, and this is something that we've all used with recognition, is the circle photos or square photos, whatever shape you choose. So I did have somebody, I do have a new potential challenger for next month, so I'm going to go ahead and grab her photo. But it's basically, I just pulled up a photo on Facebook from her profile. I go to edit, find her picture. I have a lot of folders, y'all. It's insanity. And then once you have the picture up, you go to this little frame border, and then you click shape cutouts. I like doing circle. There's plenty of other ones. There's square, there's hearts. So you can definitely choose which shape cutout you prefer. And then I increase in size as best as possible. And then if it's a picture that you like, that you've chosen of them where there's multiple people, then you just scale it to make sure the other person is not in that photo. Again, make sure there's transparent background. You apply, and then you go up to these bars up here, and then just make sure to crop it. Sometimes this one's pretty cropped really well, but sometimes it's a really big picture and you want to make sure you just crop it to fit just the circle. And then I save that. Whenever you save it to, you want to make sure it's PNG. PNG will make sure that the background stays transparent. And then I have a folder just for circle shots. And these circle shots come in super, super, super handy when I'm doing recognition. And I do all my recognition through canva.com because of how you can just organize it into folders. So it makes it super easy for me to just plug in their picture. Like I'll just upload their picture, plug the circle photo that I just made, change the name, and then save and go. So you can use their circle photos for anything. If people, so there's different categories that I've done. There's non-scale victories, there's scale victories, there's birthday shout outs. So the circle photos really I use so much. So that was another thing that I wanted to highlight today. And then as far as cover photos, that was the only other thing that I wanted to share. Again, I could go on and on and on with how many different things that I use graphics for, but these were like the main things. I wanted to focus on the top things. And the great thing about these is that I can recycle these every single year, the themes, the cover photos. If I get bored with the picture that I use, then I can just swap it out. But at least it's there, like the framework is there, and all I have to do is just swap out the pictures. So let's see here. For cover photos, basically the flow that I do. Let me just go to July. I don't know. I'm just going with the flow here. Let's go with July. So for July, or for every month, I basically just think of a theme for that month that goes along with that may go along with that month. So for April, I went to pixels.com. Oops, that's not Pixels. I went to Pixels and put like flowers, and then found whatever flowers that I think that I haven't used yet, and then that looks like more like April-ish. So there, that the picture that I used just came up, and that's what I use for my current photo. I already actually have May saved from Canva last year, so I'm totally gonna just reuse that. I may change the theme, but at least again it's already set. And I got this idea from Jess Dukes. You know, we often say that success leaves clues, and honestly, Jess Dukes probably got inspiration from maybe another coach, and that's kind of just how everything works. We've all gotten inspiration from other people, and we you just, you know, learn to take it in and make it your own. And so with the Canva, I grab the picture and then I download it. You want to make sure that the Facebook cover photo is it's the size, the same pixel. So usually Facebook covers are 851 by 315 as of now. They do change it, so sometimes you may have to change it. And then to get these letters, you want to type in photo letters. and then they'll pop up. It took me forever to figure that out. I don't know why. So I hope that even just that little thing helps somebody. And then, yeah, they come out and you just plop them into the graphic. And once you upload whatever the image you're going to use.
Phoebe.
Yes.
Are you supposed to be sharing your screen right now?
Yes.
I'm not sharing right now.
Ah!
Also, I have a question. Is there an advantage aesthetically wise as to using the circle photos made from PicMonkey as opposed to like the free frames in Canva?
Free frames?
Yeah, because there's like photo frames and you can just drag and drop photos in there and crop from there.
Oh, I've never used that one.
Really?
No.
Yeah, because Chelsea does what you do too.
Yes, that's where I learned that from. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, well, there's different photo frames and you just drag and drop photos in it.
Oh, I'll have to play around with that.
Yeah, because I was wondering if there's like an advantage over doing it on PicMonkey. Like if it's just more versatile or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to play around with that and get back to you and see which one.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay, muting myself.
Oh, good to know. You learn something new every day. Okay, so this is I have no idea where I left off then. I'm so sorry. I thought I was sharing the screen. So yeah, usually I just grab whatever photo for the month, and then I'm gonna use, and then so this is July's. This was like, I just put like beach or something on pixels, and chose whichever one I wanted. And then on the search bar, I put photo letter. Like I said, I don't know why it was such a struggle for me to find it, and I was YouTubing it, and then finally, yeah, it was as simple as just typing in photo letter. So, and then you just grab whatever photos you need, and when you do, let me just delete this element. Oops, not that. Oh my gosh. Once you do grab the letter, it'll just look like that. So all you have to do is just upload the photo that you are wanting to plug into that. And you just drag it and then plop it right there. And if you want to move it around, like let's say, I like if I don't want the beach to be in the U, then you would just hit crop, and then you would just shift it around left and right. Thank you. Handing me my shake, y'all. I'm having my shake. You're keeping me accountable. Okay. And so, yeah, so I pick whatever fonts. You want to go with a font that they say that you use like a script with oh my gosh, I'm blanking out what it's called, but like a more a non-script font. And you can go on Pinterest and you can really you can do pairings to see which one looks good. But again, like, done is better than perfection, so I wouldn't spend too long on trying to figure out which fonts match up. I just chose whatever cursive I liked and whatever regular font I liked, and just for the cover photos, I just do basic information, the theme, the date of when the next round is happening, my name, and whatever else you guys want to do. So, and then the last thing that I was going to share was logo and watermark. So I guess you can use either Canva or PicMonkey for this, but even if so Fiverr is, if you have this inkling to actually have an actual logo, Fiverr.com is a cheap resource where there are people who will create a logo for you starting at $5, $10. And different people have their own different criteria. Like some of them will give you 3 options to choose from. Some of them will be unlimited. So you just got to pick which designer you would want. But that's if you really wanted to have somebody design it at the point where you're at right now in your business. I don't think it's necessarily, it's not necessarily a crucial thing. You can easily just go to PicMonkey or even one of the apps that you use and just put your name on all your photos. You really don't have to have a actual design quite yet, but I would recommend putting your name or your haggle or your website on your stuff. That way, if people are resharing your quotes, your stuff is on there. Or if people are tagging their friends because a quote or a picture or something resonated with them and they wanted to share it with their friend, like that's like free advertisement right there. So you definitely want to have your name or your handle on your pictures or your quotes, so that if people do reshare it, that's your stuff circulating from the get-go. And so you don't necessarily have to do it on PicMonkey or Canva. Like I said, you can just add in the font. I think Allie Upham just adds her stuff with just basic fonts too. I don't think it's necessarily a watermark, but you definitely want to protect not necessarily protect, you definitely want to have your name on there so that when it circulates, your name is getting more out there for free. And I think that was all. That was the top things that I wanted to share today. Again, there's like so much with graphics, but those were the top things that I wanted to share today. I don't know if anybody has any questions or yeah.
That was really good. So much value, and that was like, yeah, I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of organizing to do. I'm realizing you have folders for everything, and I think that's so useful. And you see what the beautiful part about kind of seeing this behind the scenes on your computer is that you see the simplicity of her images. Like, I'm all over the place, but you see a theme and you see her working her brand in her images. And it takes a while, guys, like, but don't think that it has to be super complicated. It could be as simple, like I was looking at that. I was looking at your photo letters, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's just such good cohesion, and you can tell it just flows so good. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's using photo letters, and she used the same photo, like a little part of that photo and put it in there. So so good. You make it look so simple though. Like, you make it look super simple. It's just really beautiful. So thank you, Phoebe, for your knowledge and your time. Like, especially having the baby on Sunday. I was like, oh my gosh. I would have still been at Kaiser if I was in the hospital.
I would too. And that was one thing that there were so many things I loved, and I can't wait to make a blog post about it, but I really loved not having to go anywhere when I was contracting. I really loved not having to go anywhere after she was born. Like, I could just be, like I didn't have to worry about being transferred anywhere. And so that was nice. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention was once I do the monthly covers, I honestly just resize the stuff to make it a square image. And then I upload that each month and then make that a featured photo. And I love your idea, how you were saying to constantly change your cover photo or your featured photo so that you're constantly popping up on people's news feeds. So I'm actually doing that during different times, so it's like a constant. I'm going to start doing that at different times. Like, I'll change my cover photo, and then maybe a couple days later, that is a hot mess of a picture. I'm still going to get mad at him for posting that. But and then a couple days later or a week later, I'll do the featured photo and then add it here. So I'm constantly going to be popping up on people's news feeds. So I'll use the same graphics, same everything, just squaring it down so it fits that featured photo area. So yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for your knowledge. I know this is really overwhelming, and for those of us who aren't quite as artistic, it looks a little daunting, but I don't want you guys to focus on this. Our team is always there to ask for feedback. If you guys create an image and like, what do you think? Like, feel free to ask us. I always ask you guys, like, which Transformation Tuesday photo should I use? Or, that's what we're here for. But at the root of it too, conversations always come first, and those interactions with your customers will come first before any marketing material. My branding has just got to where it is now. Like, I feel like I'm in a groove now, and I've been doing this for 4 years, guys. And I know putting your business out there on social media is hard enough. So this just kind of like adds to that anxiety for those of us who are just starting out. But I don't want you to overthink it. Remember, the root of this business is talking to people and getting them really amazing results. That branding is going to come later. I promise you. As soon as you just stay consistent, do what you do, know who you're talking to, know who you are as a coach and a person and what you have to offer, and just share from your heart, everything's going to fall into place. So thank you guys for being here. Thank you, Phoebe, for presenting so much great value. Give the baby kisses for us.
Will do. I'm glad she didn't give you the velociraptor.
She's a good girl. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to bring you some food this weekend. I'll text you.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
Of course. All right, guys. Have a good night.